What's up, guys? Got another new video here for you. This is Tuned In Sports, back for some more exciting action. We've got...
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. It's at the point I don't know what else to call it anymore. It's, But anyways, we've got another heartwarming Sunday of action coming at us. And by heartwarming, I mean a big steaming pile coming at us.
Yeah, is that gas?
Yeah, exactly.
Something you ate?
Yeah, exactly.
Heartburn.
Heartburn. Yeah, heartburn, heartache, and
Yeah.
heart problems.
Exactly.
But yeah, we got another week's action coming at you. And boy, we got some, exciting stuff to talk about this week. Another week of two teams from the channel going at it. That's always an exciting week, and can't wait to see what happens. But anyways, I'm Bryson.
I'm Steve.
And I'm done.
And yeah, let's hop right into it. We've got but before we can hop into the one-on-one matchup here, we got the Lions taking on the Steelers and helping them to their number one spot in the division after the Ravens lost to the Dolphins here tonight.
Is that a final? That just went final?
Well, they're down by 12 with less than a minute. So,
yeah, I'd say that's over.
Yeah, I'd say it's over.
Well, unless the hands.
Yeah,
unless the refs have something to do with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like
Justin Tucker one more time.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So with Miami beating the Ravens, I believe the Steelers can take over first place in the division with a win. And who are they playing? The Lions. Wow, it's amazing how that works out. With that being said, I didn't give the Lions much of a chance before. But especially after hearing that news and the way things have shaped out with the Ravens this week, no doubt in my mind the Steelers are winning. Not like there was much doubt to begin with, but I'm just saying, especially now. Now it's just a matter of by how much. Hopefully the Lions put out a better performance than they did against the Eagles a few weeks ago. And that's really all you can hope for as a fan is, you're not expected to really win anything, and a lot of people probably... including, the Lions fan himself, don't think you have a great chance at winning any games this season, but you'd hope it goes a little better than 44-6. So with that in mind, I think that they will put out a better showing than they did against the Eagles. They did have a full bye week, so hopefully that shows up, that they were preparing and stuff like that. But as we've seen with some of our teams, it's like... especially most recently with the Broncos coming off of there.
It's coming up.
Yeah, no, the Bengals. That's what I meant to say. The Bengals coming off their bye week laid a stinker. Theirs is this week. Yep. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it was last season. That's what it was. Last season, I was watching old videos again, reminiscing in the glorious good old days.
Put yourself in more pain?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just need to cry yourself to sleep. But anyways, we'll see what happens. I'd say looks like the spread is -8 for Pittsburgh at home, which honestly I think that's a little bit low. I say Pittsburgh wins by double digits, but I think the Lions will keep it closer than people might think.
I was going to say, that's kind of interesting that, have the week off, and it seems like they were cutting players. So it was like normally you were like, hey, we need everybody and anybody and rest up, and no, they're cutting tight ends and other pieces that are starters and everything else. So really in the off week they actually made the team worse. No. Because what are you going to fill those people with if they're already down to those people? And most like Fells was a starter, right? Like probably across from Hawkinson, right? So here we go again. Like, oh, okay, way to screw up the off week. But like I said, what a way to come off the off week and then to face Pittsburgh. Because, you saw by the Monday night game, everything kind of leans towards them. And then you're already, in the Ophir hole, so it's gonna be a tough one. So not a tough one in as far as, tough day for the Lions, but just a tough one.
That'll be said in the next
that'll be
video.
said in the review.
Yeah, tune into the review if you want to hear that portion of our show.
Tough day for the Lions.
Tough day for the Lions out there.
Uniforms look good.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure if the Steelers are going to whip out the Bumblebee uniforms or not this week, but we'll see what happens. But for the Lions, it's going to sting. So I'm going to say 31-10. I'd say Steelers.
Yeah.
What was your prediction?
Well, I didn't really get a score, but I'll say 38-21.
38-21. You're giving the Lions a lot of points there.
Yes,
Pretty good.
Garbage time is I see it all the time with my my team. Garbage time is your friend.
He's working for the book. Yeah. Please make sure the overs hit.
I got you covered, mother buffs.
Yeah, I would probably tend to agree. It's going to be a tough week for the Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
Another tough loss. We keep compiling those.
Yep.
Everyone's just the same conference anyway, same press conference. It's a lot of similarities from the last group that was there. So, yeah. But I don't expect this to be a win for Detroit by any means. And like you said, I mean, we've more or less just depleted, our
coming
team.
off a tough loss to the bye week.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much got rid of more players. We did sign somebody from the Titans or whatever it was. It was some backup wide receiver. Who knows what the hell. At this point, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to spend any money right now. Hence why there was no Odell Beckham in their future, which I'm actually happy about that. That's the last guy we need. Is that guy coming in?
Amen.
But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a tough week for the Lions for sure. The news around the camp has been that the team is still on board, like with everything that they're doing, and that they're not cashing in on it. But
they're on the plank, but they're on board.
they're
tied to the mast, but they're still there.
Yeah, it hasn't they haven't jumped off the end yet.
Yeah,
but that's all you can hope for is that they continue to play hard, because some of these guys are going to need jobs next year.
Yep.
And so
we need jobs.
So there's possibility that they play good. Maybe they stay on the team, but otherwise, I think it's going to be a lot of these one-year guys are looking for work, because obviously what they've done hasn't translated into victories. So, but again, you can't win if you don't have talent in this league, unless of course you're wearing stripes.
Yes.
Well, they'll review the tape, and they got all week. I've been seeing updates about here's what Matt Patricia saw over the bye week that's going to really turn around the tides of the season, and here's what he was probably looking at and stuff. I'm like, well,
I'm trying to figure out where we find some of the hash that you guys are smoking down there in Philly. Yeah. Get some of those trees or whatever the hell it is.
Well,
you
guys are loading up the wrong PowerPoint. That's your problem.
Yeah. You got to plant it and lay the seed and
as soon as you start talking about roots.
Yeah.
As soon as you start talking about Beirut, the roots. As soon as you get the roots in there, all of a sudden you're going to be turning that ship around, mother buff.
Yeah.
But until then, you're just going to be some spoiled eggs. But
we've been stinking all year long, so we definitely got the spoiled egg part right.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, we were too until we started planting. Johnny Appleseed over here. But unfortunately, I don't see the Lions having much, going on this week. And like Don said, I mean, really, it's just kind of a tough luck of the draw coming into Pittsburgh, especially. Like I said, with the way things are going right now, where they got a chance to take over the division lead, and they're on a winning streak, and the Ravens lost on Thursday, and it's just like, and they're at home, and they're whipping out the Bumblebee uniforms possibly, and it's like, come on now, it's almost unfair, but hey, that's what the Lions are there for, to give
give other teams
the other
that
teams
push they need to get to the top.
Exactly.
It's a gift that keeps on giving all year long, Clark.
Yeah, to a larger extent, that's what Tuned In Sports is for, honestly. We're all here just, who needs a win? The Patriots? Oh, we're looking for the Chiefs to get back on track? Okay, we'll play them.
Yeah.
It's every week.
Look who's in first now. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the Chargers are looking to bounce back? Okay, here, come play us. Yeah, the Raiders are dealing with a freaking coach exiting. Oh, they can play us back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go, guys. Let's keep Vegas up there. So, if it's not one thing, it's another. But with that being said, let's go ahead and transition into the real bang-up of the matchup this week for our teams, which is Eagles-Broncos in Denver this week. So, one way or another, we'll be getting high.
Yeah.
And off those trees, Mother Bob, over here in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So, this should be a very interesting game, and not exactly in the way that you would hope.
Yeah.
If you aren't a fan of the two teams, then I would hope you're not watching.
Comical stat of the day that I heard, again, those random stats that people pull out, that last 2 times Philly and Broncos have played, they've gone to the Super Bowl. Not this time. You know what I mean? So, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, it ain't going to happen this time. So, I'm sorry to break everybody's hearts out there that, Broncos and Eagles aren't going anywhere. But, yeah, just count on it.
Yeah, we'll be watching it couch side like the rest of everybody else.
Exactly. Watching the halftime show. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. We're at home. We're breaking out our orange Rush jerseys this week, so so it's always good to see the old D on the helmets. So it'll be pretty good. But again, as usual, I think between these two teams, we'll see who looked at the film, and also who in the hell carried the game plan from last week over, because they'll probably change it and screw it all up. I mean. Like you said, I don't know, what the hell was that Dallas game? I mean, that was going on the road and pretty much taken behind the shed.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, well, why can't we do this? Why can't we do this every week? As usual. But again, it's that triangle of hope. Get your hopes up, despair, and then you write them off, and then they're hope back again. So we're going down the hope part and then getting our hopes up again. So if they run the ball like they did this past week and play balance and let the defense play, because we should be getting some players back too, I think we'll be okay. But I'm not going to say that it's going to be a Dallas game, right? I mean, it's not going to be a 30-0, I don't think. So it's going to be a test, and again, it's a week after that type of win. Can they keep it going? But with the Vikster and Shermanator, I don't think so, because they always seem to muck it up at any moment on the game plan and coaching and challenges, and the list goes on and on with that too as well. So I don't know. Like I said, I'll bite the hook with the worm on it and say, yeah, we're gonna do it this week. So but. I'm not really counting on it because it's just going to be another letdown and embarrassment as usual. But like I said, if they can do it, that's 6-4 before the bye week. And really think about it. If you would have asked me that at end of last year, would you take a 6-4 at the bye week? I would have been, oh hell yeah! I mean, in 2 seconds. So even if we go in, even with the 500 record, that's still okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Considering.
Sure.
With all things that have happened and currently continue to happen with this team.
Yeah. No, I mean, the only time you saw 6 last year was a few times in the loss column.
Yeah. No, on the scoreboard, that was our points for the game. That was 6.
That too. And maybe in the penalties also.
Yeah, so that was about it. So, like I said, for me, I don't know. I'll just say 24-21 with a, Brandon field goal at the end.
There you go.
So. Well, this is Another tough loss for them.
Yeah, for somebody.
Yeah.
Oh no, we could tie. Which
I was gonna say.
which would be a tough tie for everybody because that would ultimately suck.
That's exactly what I said last year. Well, somebody's got to win this. Nope, we tied.
No, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think both teams are actually starting to show signs of playing some decent football. You can thank the Lions for the turnaround in the Eagles season.
Yep.
And we're going to show the Broncos how nice they can look next week or whenever that is.
Several weeks from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the end.
So we'll
December.
be giving them the gift right before Christmas. There you go.
Yeah. We gotta check out your punter.
You guys need to look good. Okay, here we'll show you how it's done.
Yeah, we gotta check out your punter because we might need to get hold of him.
Yeah.
You know.
That Fox.
Yeah. That's what we did with Martin. So.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And Fox is a fucking beauty. Best part of the Lions team, actually, I think.
Next year, Arnold.
Yeah. So anyway, it should be a good week though. I think for both teams. I think the Eagles actually are playing with a pretty high level of confidence at the moment. As well, they should be. They've had a couple good weeks in a row. Denver coming off the best game they played in 5 years, probably. I mean, honestly.
Yeah,
right?
I mean to show a fully loaded Dallas team 30-0.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, I know garbage time, but.
Yeah,
It was
no, I
pretty
mean, it
much
was the best
30-0.
showing they've had in 5 years, probably.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a really nice sign for them. And the game's at home,
Mm-hmm.
so the crowd's going to be there because it is not a Rockies game.
No.
Where
No.
he's not putting talent on the field.
No.
So,
Mumford is not there.
so he's actually putting.
Although
some
that
talent.
trade was kind of a Mumford type and Bidrich type of deal with Vaughn. So.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe they are in cahoots or
yeah.
something.
I keep, shedding a tear.
Yeah. Either way, football, basketball, buff you, Bidrich.
Exactly.
Let it live on, motherfucker.
Exactly.
But I think it's a crucial game actually for both teams. Denver, I think it's a must win, really, if they want to continue on with a chance to make the playoffs. I think it's a must win at home. I don't think it's one that you can afford to lose. Eagles, we talked about this in the last video, and Bryson brought up a really good point about the rest of their schedule is very doable. And I would consider this to be one of their tougher games on it.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose this game, the Eagles are still set to be okay, but I wouldn't advise losing it by any means. But I mean,
it's never advisable to lose, but
No.
I mean,
You hear that?
but I mean, honestly, it
Yeah.
is a doable
No.
thing for them.
No, they have a leeway.
Yeah,
to-
they've got a real favorable schedule from here on out. So if they can, string some wins together, and I mean, hopefully for the Eagles, it starts this week because this might be a big time, game for them. So, but I kind of like the way both teams are playing coming into this one. I think the Eagles, if they can have some run game like they've had the last several weeks, I think they'll be tough to beat. However, I don't think you're going to see a more hyped up crowd than you're going to see in Denver on Sunday. I mean, this is, everybody thought the season was fucking over with, and now all of a sudden they've ripped off a couple of nice wins, and it's like, hey, we're still in this thing, and I mean, they're definitely notorious for getting behind that team when it needs it. So I look for it to be a tough place to play this Sunday. So with that, I'll probably give the
nod.
Yeah, the Broncos the edge in this game. I could see this one probably just about like Don said, probably 24-21 or 27-24 or something like that, where I do think the Eagles will have some success. I don't think it's going to be a total dud for them, even if they do lose this game. I think it'll be pretty decent. And, I mean, honestly, I was listening to an Eagles broadcast the other day, and they were talking finally about all the times that we've sat here and talked about the defense and this and that. Somebody actually brought it up on national television and said, Gannon needs to fix this. That the defense is laying off too much. They're giving away too many yards. without anybody even defending it. So it was brought up on national television about that situation. So if there's going to be steps made in the direction, I sure hope it would be after listening to this. I mean, I know they sit there and say, "Oh, we don't listen to the outside world," but I think they do. I don't know how you don't.
It's hard not to.
And it's all in the papers and who knows what else, right? So
I was going to say, I know sports fans first. I mean, what, they're just going to watch My Little Pony, whenever they're not at practice? I doubt it.
I'm not a football guy, but
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we're not Rod Wood here, Mudspot.
So they might not watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could be watching gay porn. Who knows?
I hope.
Tubin, what?
Yeah, but honestly, it's like I said, I feel like there's been some comments made, and it's in the national media. I mean, and not that means a whole lot because we've sat here
and talked about BSPN before.
Yeah,
BSPN and how these guys don't watch film. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think because it's been brought up, and it's like we're not the only ones who have actually seen it now, that I think people, in Philly are probably catching on. So, and if they do, I mean, it's not like it's not like they don't have the defensive talent to be able to play a more aggressive style.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some really good players. So we'll see what happens. I kind of think like Don. I think 24-21 Broncos probably is a pretty good guess there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a guy named Cox on the team, so you better grease those poles in Philly.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Well, I'm pretty sure J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's going to be out for this game, so you dodged a bullet on that one. Woo! But going into this game, this is one of those ones. I mean, I know it's kind of sad that we come on this channel and we talk about it and they're like, "Oh, this is kind of a toss-up" and stuff like that, and then usually we get on these toss-ups and our teams are always on the losing end. But this week our teams are playing each other, so. One way or another, you would hope somebody will be on the winning end of it. But even with that being said, whoever wins will probably lose a key piece or something with an injury.
Yeah, inevitable.
I mean, it's just bound to happen. But with that being said, I'd just like to firstly point out that he said earlier that both teams seem to be headed in a decent direction, which... I want somebody in the comments to mark that down. That may be the only time you ever hear that on Tuned In Sports, that two teams on this channel may have something figured out on the same week. So mark that down, please. You probably won't hear it again, so save that for the archives. But anyways, with that being said, going into this game, I don't really know what to expect. Like I said, it's not really fair to go in here and say toss up all the time, but I really don't know what to expect. I mean, I watched the Eagles against the Lions, and they obviously performed well that week. And then last week against the Chargers, I liked what I saw too, even though we lost. And obviously with Denver, same scenario. Some good things over the past couple of weeks, and obviously a great thing last week against the Cowboys. But at the same time, somebody's got to lose. So... my guess would be, just like they said, I think that the Eagles will probably end up losing this game. I just think that Denver probably has an overall better roster, and I don't think it's by much, but I think that the scheme of our defense will allow their offense to perform better than our offense feasibly will. As I've said in past videos, and I'm glad that you brought up Gannon because I've been kind of waiting to get this clip off for a while. If you guys have watched this channel before, I've mentioned that this gentleman, Gannon, puts us in the hole before the ball's ever snapped. You know what I mean? With this scheme that he's got us running where, let's give up the short stuff. Okay, well, let's look at Teddy Bridgewater here, who's a game manager, doesn't generally take too many shots down the field, mostly does the dinking and dunking stuff. Okay, well, what does our defense do? We're going to stop the big plays down the field, but we're going to dink and dunk all day. Well, that's right in his wheelhouse of what he likes to do. Anyways, so basically, you're playing into their game plan already. So with that being said, we're at a disadvantage. Am I right? I mean, that's just... it doesn't seem like...
Yeah, just on matchup alone, not even talent.
No, exactly. Just scheme.
Yeah.
Just on scheme, we're at a disadvantage, and we're still 3 nights away, or 3 days, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we're already at a disadvantage. If we win the coin toss, then maybe it can be 50-50, but I don't even think that'll save us. So it's just one of those things where it's very frustrating to know that no matter who we're against, and especially against certain teams like Denver, where our scheme literally plays into what they want to do, that we'll still come out and probably have the same scheme regardless, even though they know that. You know what I mean? And the media knows that. And it's about time somebody brought it up, because I have not heard anything. Hell, even after the post-game press conference last week, I watched the whole show that they have with Ike Turner or whatever his name is, and the lady, and then that other white dude. I watched that show where they, and then they go to the coach's press conference and all that. I didn't hear them bring up the defense like once. Every time they were about to talk to it, oh, hold on a second, Devontae Smith's at the podium. Let's send it over there and talk about the offense more. Mm-hmm. So it's about time somebody talked about this damn defense, because the truth is, like he said, we're not devoid of talent, but the scheme makes it seem as though we can't, like these guys couldn't defend unless we did it this way. These guys aren't capable, so we're just going to let them give up stuff, but then tackle. Well, that doesn't work. So, yeah, there's that. But, I think that we'll probably lose to the Broncos. It's unfortunate. But with that being said, I hope that we have a decent game here, that we play well, we play competitive, continue a lot of what we've seen the last few weeks. And even if we lose, let that keep carrying on through the season. Because as we move into the rest of our schedule against some of these teams that I feel we could have an advantage over, I think that'll be a recipe for beating them. So even if we lose this game, as Dad said earlier, I honestly think this is one of our toughest games left on the schedule. And Denver's, a loss away from being 500. So what does that tell you? You know what I mean? And they're one of our toughest opponents left. So that means that we've got a chance to do something here. And like I said before, just because we make the playoffs doesn't mean we're not getting our asses kicked in the first round. But nonetheless, to be able to say we made it, that's a good thing for Sirianni in his first year, especially with Peterson basically had our asses canned right away and then screwed up at the end and had his whole debacle that we don't need to talk about right now. But nonetheless, I hope that we can perform well. I don't care about wins and losses really at this point. I mean, I do, because I know we could possibly get in at the wild card, but I'm just saying for this game specifically, and even if we lose and don't make the playoffs, sure, it would be nice, but I don't really care that much. I just want to see some consistency. I want to see some things built on from week to week. That was one of the main complaints that I had last season, and with most of the beginning of this season is we talk about the same things every week on this channel. And if you're coming in here trying to make changes and stuff like that, and you've got the pulse of the team and everything, we shouldn't be seeing that. Like I've said in past videos, if I'm a coach, I don't care about whether we lost again, but if we lost because of the same thing that we've lost because of 4 weeks in a row, there's a problem there, and that's on you. So if you want to prove yourself, Sirianni, to us fans and show us why you deserve to be stuck, to stick around and not just be a guy that fills a hole for a couple of years before he gets bounced in favor of the next up-and-coming offensive guy, the way that you prove yourself is not by, going undefeated the rest of the season, because anybody with a head on their shoulders would recognize that that's probably not realistic with what we've got going on. The way you prove yourself is don't have us watching the same show every week. Actually improve in some of these areas. Stick to the running game. Change the defense. I know he talks about how, I mostly let the defensive guys watch the tape on that stuff. I don't really focus on that. Well, maybe you need to start, because boy, oh boy, if you've watched any of it, then you would realize that we've got problems here, man. But before I get on a tirade, I'm just going to say, like I said, if you want to prove yourself, make changes, and let's not lose because the offense couldn't get anything going. Defense played for a couple quarters. Offense came back, but by then it was too late, because we've seen that show for over a year now. Let's lose because we were in a shootout. Let's lose because we made a mistake on defense and it cost us. I don't care. Let's just change it up. And if the last couple weeks are indication, then it looks like that's happening. But if we go back to old ways, then there's no excuse for that. You know what I mean? It's a first-year coach. I realize he's new. He's whatever. But there's no excuse for losing because of the same thing and not making any changes and anything like that. There's no excuse for that. So even if we lose this week, I want to see good effort. I want to see stuck to the running game and just keep on this trajectory of where we could potentially be going. And if we happen to win, I think that's huge for us. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to guarantee a win here. And as a matter of fact, like I said, I think we'll lose. My prediction for the score would be, I think we'll get to 15, and I think Denver will get to 21. 21-15 Denver. So, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, the only reason I'm saying this is because we're fans of the team, but it should be interesting for everybody else. Go ahead and fit in an afternoon nap for this one. And
maybe Red Zone will watch it for us, so we don't have to.
Yeah, I'm looking to hear that from that gentleman.
Yeah, the Octobox. Let's go.
I tell you what, that's got to be one of the calls of the year right there.
Yeah, exactly. We're keeping tabs on this game so you don't have to. Well, thanks.
Yeah. What?
I didn't want to watch my team either.
Yeah. I was going to say, that should be the motto of the Tuned In Sports.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing on this show every week. Yeah. We're watching it so you guys don't have to.
To save you from that misery.
Yeah, you can just tune into our channel and hear about how we lost for the same reason for the umpteenth week in a row.
Yep.
So, anyways, with that being said, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe. Check out our other videos. We got lots of complaining about multiple different sports and genres and trades and all kinds of fun stuff. Plenty to be pissed off about, even though our football teams suck. It's not just football. For the most part, that transfers over to all the other sports.
There's a whole world of suck that's out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just one city or one team.
Yeah, there's plenty enough to be depressed about.
Yeah, it carries over amongst the channel, and we got a lot of good stuff going on. So make sure you check that out. And, if you guys got any comments about anything we talked about here today, drop your thoughts. And who do you think's winning this epic matchup between the Broncos and the Eagles? Are the roots going to keep growing, or and the quarterback carousel keeps spinning, or what's going to happen?
Maybe this is a preview of the Super Bowl.
That's what I said. It
could be
worked in history.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Bryson,
Steve,
4-0 against the AFC East on.
See you in the next video.